the handsome legal mindset is back. So, when I say back, he wasn't gone, but we're reacting to him again. Come on, show me your face. I love this man with all my heart.
Jackson faces up
Jeez.
to
Fuck me.
6 years behind bars as he has been criminally charged. Of course, this Andrews Esquire, the legal mindset we teach.
Oh wait, is he actually behind bars?
Into it today on this one, which
I haven't really kept up with it.
And I'm taking a little bit of a victory lap on this one because the criminal charges were right exactly as I predicted. Now let's look into what happened. Give you guys a little background. Obviously,
yes,
incident with Psycho Stu.
Delusional.
Delivered,
not even delusional. Psychopathic man just beats the shell out of the guy.
After Stu was completely out of commission. So even after the guy was completely down, at least 10 or 11, if not more, strikes to the guy, not defended against at all, completely down, had to be pulled off. And that was a major incident. And people investigated it. And I called it then that this would come to a criminal charge. And of course, they spent some time to debate this, but we now have what went down. So here's his arrest. Here's the arrest photo over here. Not going to play the video, so it's not copy claimed. But this is a photo of him being.
It's so stupid doing a copy claim for playing
like
a fucking
he was arrested.
arrest.
Roger was formally arrested on the morning of the 19th. He was charged with felony battery.
Oh, that's why I didn't know about it. It was the 19th. That was yesterday.
I went through, and we're going to go into
day
detail
before?
on this as well as what the penalties are,
Day
what
before.
the elements are. Does he have a defense? But he has already paid bond, so he's already released. He's already out.
Oh,
and
fuck's
one
sake.
important thing to remember is that Rampage had previously said that he believes Roger should do some jail time and community service. Now, I'm not going to play the video. I'll do that on my live version. But if you like these short, fast facts,
I'm going to guess and say Rampage only said that because Rampage at the start, if I remember correctly, was like, it was stupid what my son did. Then the next day he was like, no, my son was in the right. And then he got a shit ton of backlash. And then I'm assuming this came from basically him just trying to save face.
Make sure you like the video and you comment below. Loving the Fast Facts version.
I could be misremembering that a little bit, though.
Even Rampage, his dad agrees. So most people on this want to see him do some jail time. They don't want to see him just walk or get a slap on the wrist. They want to see him do a
he shouldn't be allowed in public.
Let's look at what this one entails.
If he's flying off the hinges that much.
The California statute under California Penal Code 243, there's battery with serious bodily harm. It's also called aggravated battery. So for brevity, for shortness, we're going to just call it aggravated battery. So this can either be a misdemeanor or a felony. Now, in this case, they have charged him with the felony version. So don't think it's the lightest version. They could have gone even lighter with the charges. Now, what does this mean? What does serious bodily injury mean? It means serious impairment of someone's physical condition, regardless of whether a medical treatment is necessary.
Okay.
So losing a tooth, loss of consciousness, a cut under the eye, broken teeth, wounds to the eyebrow.
Requiring 8. This one is very specific. I'm assuming it's actually 8 or more.
Lips, bones, fracture,
or maybe if it's above 8, it goes like the next stage.
We have a lot of those actually in this case. So what are the elements? What is required to prove this crime? Well, the first one is to prove that they willfully and unlawfully touched the victim in a harmful and offensive manner. Now, this is really easy to prove because willfully.
Yeah, we have the video.
So it doesn't mean you have to have evil intent in your heart or whatever. It just means, did you touch them on purpose? A touch is any physical contact. So it doesn't matter if you're punching someone and they're wearing a mask and it's through clothing. That doesn't matter. It can be through clothing. So whether it's to the shirt or whatever else, you punch somebody, you touch them, you're going to get this as long as it's got serious bodily harm. We've defined that, right? Once again, going back, loss of a tooth, consciousness, cut under the eye, broken tooth, wounds, lips, bone fractures. We have all of that. The last one is you have no defense. Now, that's very, very important. So what are the defenses? Let's talk about that. First is self-defense. So is there any scenario where this could be self-defense? Well, you need to meet all 3 elements. First, you believe the person has to believe that they are at risk of serious bodily harm.
No, he jumped him in the middle of
the force was necessary
performance,
to stop
I guess is the word.
And third, you use no more force than was necessary. So this may have applied. You can make an argument, right? You can make an argument that in a fight, right? If you're in a fight, that using some force
he means in
to
general.
stop that fight is enough. Here's the problem. He was unconscious. He was knocked down.
Yeah, no.
Right? If this guy was just completely not able to fight back at all. At that point, you have a duty to stop. At that point, your self-defense, even if that would be an argument, it's not. It's not an argument at all. Because when a guy is not fighting back, when he is out cold, No,
You can't
sorry,
claim
you don't get
self-defense
to keep
anymore.
going.
Yeah.
That's when you have to stop. That's use no more force than was necessary. So even if Roger wanted to defend on that, that's not going to work. So self-defense is out. Next, you need to say there's no serious bodily injury. Now, you would need medical testimony for this, an expert. This is not going to fly. He definitely has
Yeah, we've seen the
serious
hospital
injury. And even it's so
photos.
serious, it might aggravate it up to another level. We'll talk about that. But definitely, he's not going to get off on no serious injury because that's just not. There's no proof that this guy had a minor bump or something like that. No. This is real. The last is if it's an accident. So if you do an accidental touch, like you trip on somebody and then they're harmed, that would not count. So that kind of negates the willful part, right? Not on purpose. So if you have an accident, it's not
Yeah,
on
you have
purpose.
to have the
So
intent.
that's where we get that. So yes, this was not an accident. He didn't trip and fall on his face 10 to 11 times. No, he punched him in the face 10 or 11 times after he was clearly not able to
There's
fight
a
back. So
stupid
yeah, that's
fucking like
clearly
Latin
what
word
happened
you
there.
have to
Very
learn
brutal.
for it. I don't remember what it's called.
So the sentencing, if it was a misdemeanor, it would be only up to 1 year or $1,000, which is really nothing. That's really a nothing burger. But that's not what they charged him with. They charged him with a felony. A felony is up to 4 years in jail and a maximum fine of $10,000. Now, I know what you're saying.
Should be more.
Andrew, I see the title. It says up to 6 years in jail.
Oh yes, that
this
also.
Is clickbait. No, it's not. Let's talk about this.
Andrew, you should clickbait.
Because
come on, that's what I do. That's what we all do.
Depends on the severity and criminal history. And
although I guess considering what Andrew covers, he doesn't need clickbait.
What they call great bodily harm, it can go up to 6 years. So that's where we get this. If the court finds there is great bodily harm, they can tag on.
Like I'm no court,
but I make
arguments. It was great bodily harm.
What's required for that? Well, a concussion, broken bones, or contusions count.
Fuck is a contusion?
So we have a chance. I'm not 100% on whether any bones were broken. I know they were fractured, but with the concussion and the contusions, that is very much possible. We got to look at the injuries, but that's very much possible here. So yes, it is possible for up to
a bruise.
6 years. So with this, what do I think is going to happen? What's the reality of what's going to happen?
Well, okay.
Remember, he's a first-time offender. So yes, he could face up to 6 years, and it's always possible that they want to give him a harder sentence.
Yeah, it just looks like a severe bruise.
Light on crime, et cetera, et cetera. It's always possible. They could look at the video and say, "Hey, look, this was really bad. Shouldn't have done this. We're going to put this up to a greater amount." However, I do think that he's probably not going to get more than a year or two maximum in prison.
Stupid.
I
should
do
get
think
so
it's
much
a
more.
first-time offense. They're not going to throw them away and put him in the jail cell and throw away the key. I think he's going to get that at least, definitely some community service. You could, of course, see it as low as a couple months. You could even see probation, but I don't think that up to 6 years is going to necessarily happen. So yes, he's facing it.
At the very least,
yes,
can they like force him to go to therapy or something?
Do first-time offenders get the back?
Because like he's clearly just
they
like
don't
tapped.
often do. Now, I could always be surprised. So I do want to hear what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think it's fair that he was charged with this? Do you think this is enough?
No, it should be
do you
more.
Think he should have been charged with a more severe charge, perhaps mayhem or something else? I want to know what you guys think in the comments below, and I will catch you on the next one. Thank you.
Oh, he ended it early. God damn. I could tell he cut himself off. Yeah, a trained MMA fighter punched an unconscious guy in the face 23 times. And he's only getting up to 6 years. Up to 6 years. He said, "Oh yeah, my bad. Yeah, that was fucking terrible." He left and he got a phone call like, "Yeah, you almost fucking killed him." And he goes, "Oh, my bad." 6 years maximum. 6 years should be the fucking minimum. He was severely undercharged. Yep. He could turn 6 years. That is the good point, actually. I could definitely see him like going into prison or whatever and immediately starting a fight. Yeah, a lot of people kind of have the same general point. Also, I'm just now realizing this is a bot. But you could, it's closer to like potential murder or attempted murder. But I don't know the grounds to try and pursue attempted murder. But yeah, I think what he's facing, it definitely should be more. Anyway, link to the video in the description. Guy's a fucking legend, covers legal stuff all the time. Handsome, handsome man as well. Um, go check out Andrew Esquire. Moral of the story: don't go to prison, folks. Terrible idea, or jail, even worse.